Marshmallows aren't just cute, squishy treats you roast on a stick. They actually have a long and surprising history. Believe it or not, marshmallows go all the way back to ancient Egypt. Back then, they were made using sap from the marshmallow plant, mixed with honey and grains. It was a special treat that only royalty could enjoy. So yeah, your marshmallow s'more? Totally fit for a pharaoh. Fast forward to today, and marshmallows are made in giant factories using high-tech machines, modern ingredients, and super precise techniques. The goal is the same though, to create that soft, fluffy bite that melts in your mouth. So how do they turn a bunch of liquid and powder into sweet, bouncy pillows of joy? Let's take a behind-the-scenes look and find out exactly how factory-made marshmallows come to life. Step 1. Gathering the ingredients. It all starts with just a few basic ingredients. You don't need anything fancy, but the balance has to be just right. Corn syrup, sugar, cornstarch, and water make up the base. These give marshmallows their smooth texture, sweetness, and structure. Corn syrup is especially important because it prevents sugar crystals from forming, keeping everything silky and stretchy. Then comes a real game changer, gelatin. Gelatin is what gives marshmallows their signature bounce. It acts like glue and helps the mixture hold its shape while still being soft and chewy. Without it, you just have a sticky puddle. Some recipes might also include egg whites or wheat flour to change the texture a bit, and that depends on the brand. Finally, flavorings like vanilla and colorings are added later to give marshmallows their final taste and look. It sounds simple, but each ingredient plays a super important role in getting that perfect squish. Step 2. Mixing it all together. Once the ingredients are ready, it's time to mix them up. This isn't your average kitchen mixing bowl. Factories use massive industrial mixers that spin everything with high speed and power. First, the corn syrup, sugar, cornstarch, and any egg whites or wheat flour combined into a thick, sticky paste. This paste needs to be just right consistency before the next step begins. Then comes the heat. The mixture is cooked to about 240 degrees Fahrenheit or around 115 degrees Celsius. This is hot enough to make the sugar dissolve completely and blend everything into one smooth, uniform liquid. If the temperature is too low, it won't set right. Too high and you get a hard caramel-like candy, not the soft marshmallow we want. This cooked mixture is then strained through a fine sieve to remove any lumps, because even a tiny clump could mess up the smooth, fluffy texture we're aiming for. This step is all about precision. Factories monitor temperature and timing very closely to avoid any mistakes. Step 3. Whipping the mixture. Now comes the most fun part, whipping. This is where that smooth, hot syrup transforms into something magical. The mixture is poured into large whipping machines, and air is beaten into it at super high speeds. This is kind of like making whipped cream, but on a much bigger scale and with way more science behind it. Whipping adds air bubbles, which are key to giving marshmallows their light and airy feel. At this point, gelatin is added to the mix. The heat helps activate it, and as the whipping continues, the gelatin starts binding everything together. It traps all those little air bubbles, creating that soft sponge-like texture. This process also causes the mixture to expand. Sometimes it doubles or even triples in size. The result is a thick, fluffy marshmallow paste that looks and feels like marshmallow cream. Timing is crucial here, because if it's whipped too long or not enough, the texture can be off. Factories need to get this just right to ensure every marshmallow is perfectly puffed. Step 4. Shaping the marshmallows. Once the mixture is whipped to perfection, it's time to shape it. The fluffy marshmallow paste is still warm and flexible, so it's poured onto long conveyor belts. These belts carry the mixture toward a shaping machine. In many factories, the marshmallow mix is first formed into a long flat sheet, almost like a giant marshmallow blanket. Then it passes through machines that mold it into long tubes. These tubes can be twisted, colored, or even layered with other flavors depending on what type of marshmallow they're making. This part is where all those fun shapes and combinations come from. Those swirly ropes or double-flavored twists all start here. The tubes are then fed into high-speed slicers that chop them into the familiar cylindrical pieces you see in stores. Each slice has to be quick and clean to keep the marshmallows neat and uniform. It's like a marshmallow assembly line. Efficient, fast, and super satisfying to watch. Step 5. Dusting and preventing stickiness. Freshly cut marshmallows are still a little sticky, and nobody wants a bag of marshmallows all glued together. That's why factories immediately dust them with a mix of cornstarch and powdered sugar. This light coating prevents the marshmallows from sticking to each other and adds that smooth, slightly matte finish we all recognize. This dusting also helps give marshmallows their clean, candy-like texture. Too much dust and they feel powdery. Too little and they get tacky. That balance is everything. After the dusting, they're tumbled gently in rotating drums to help them cool down and evenly spread the coating. It also shakes off any extra powder so the final product looks clean and consistent. This might seem like a small detail, but it makes a big difference in both how the marshmallows feel and how they last. Step 6. Cooling down completely. Even though they've been sliced and dusted, the marshmallows aren't quite ready yet. They're still a bit warm and soft, and they need to cool completely before packaging. This step is important because if they're packed while warm, moisture could build up in the bags and cause spoilage, or worse, turn them gooey. To cool them down, they're passed through large drums or tunnels with cool air blowing through. This brings the marshmallows to room temperature gently and evenly. It also helps them firm up just enough to hold their shape perfectly. During this phase, the tumbling motion inside the drums keeps them from sticking and allows any final extra dust to be distributed evenly. Think of it like a marshmallow spa treatment: gentle cooling, even coating, and the perfect texture by the end. Step 7. Quality control and testing. Before any marshmallow can make it into a bag, it has to pass quality control. And yes, marshmallows get tested. One of the most important tests is called the snap test. A worker cuts a marshmallow in half and presses it to see how fast it bounces back to its original shape. If it's too slow, the texture's off. If it bounces back too fast, it might be too rubbery. That perfect bounce means it's light, fluffy, and chewy, just like it should be. They also check for shape, color, and size. Marshmallows have to look appealing on the shelf, so if a batch comes out uneven or sticky, it doesn't make the cut. Machines and human workers both inspect the marshmallows to make sure only the best ones get packed. It's all about consistency, texture, and that melt-in-your-mouth experience we expect from a good marshmallow. Step 8. Packaging the fluffy goodness. Once the marshmallows pass all the tests, they're ready to be packaged. A long sheet of plastic material is used to form bags, and machines cut and seal them on the spot. Then a digital scale measures the perfect amount of marshmallows for each bag, no more, no less. Before sealing, factories pump a bit of nitrogen gas into each bag. This pushes out any oxygen, which helps keep the marshmallows fresher for longer. Without oxygen, there's less chance of mold or spoilage. Once sealed, each bag gets printed with a best before date and a unique code for tracking. Finally, the bags are grouped, packed into cardboard boxes, and shipped off to stores around the world. From there, it's just a short trip to your kitchen cupboard, campfire, or mug of hot chocolate. So there you have it. From basic ingredients to perfectly fluffy treats, marshmallows go through an amazing journey inside the factory. It's not just about sugar and fluff, it's about timing, temperature, and tons of care. Even the smallest mistake can mess up the batch, so it takes real skill and precision to get it just right. Next time you bite into a marshmallow or drop one into your cocoa, you'll know exactly what went into making it. From mixing and whipping to slicing and sealing, it's a fluffy science that turns simple ingredients into sweet magic. Thanks for watching, and if you loved learning about marshmallows, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes food fun. See you next time!